welcome to Stan the Wine Man TV. I am your host, Stan Rattan, and this is the Blue Collar Wine Show, where I help you spend your wine dollars wisely. We're continuing with Washington Wine Month because, well, it's Washington Wine Month, so we're going to continue reviewing Washington wines. This is like going back to an old friend, Hogue Cellars. They've been around since 1982. Mike and Gary Hogue started it together. A really cool story. A few years prior to that, was it Mike or Gary? One of them bought. They had 6 acres of Riesling that they planted on their dad's little hop farm. At one point, they actually made Riesling in their daughter's dollhouse in the backyard or playhouse, whatever it was, and they said it came out pretty good. Well, some years later, in '82, they started the Hogue Cellars. And I can remember back in the days when I first got into wine, those were the wines I tried. In fact, they are the 3rd largest producing winery in the state of Washington now. They're right behind Waterbrook, and of course, in first place, as we all can guess, Chateau Ste. Michelle. And right behind Hogue is Charles Smith Winery. They produce more than 400,000 cases a year. So they're a pretty big winery, and it's kind of fun to go back and try them. It's been a long time since I've tasted a Hogue wine, and at some point in their process of making wines, they came out with the Genesis lineup. And this is not super premium, it's not their basic lineup, but this is in between those. Both of these run at $15. So we're going to give them a try, see how they're doing. It's been such a long time since I've tried Hogue wine, so I was kind of excited to do this. So let's get started right off the bat. This is the 2013, and as you know, I love that vintage. Hogue Genesis, the Hogue Cellars Genesis Syrah, Columbia Valley. $15. Very familiar label. I'm sure all of you have seen this. Maybe some of you have tried it recently. It's just one of those ones that's been around so long. So you know how sometimes you just kind of, go back to it. I know Hogue, I know Ste. Michelle, I know Waterbrook. But it seems like Hogue kind of gets lost in the shuffle sometimes. I actually sell quite a bit of Hogue wines, to be quite honest. So I'm very excited to try this. It's been a long time. Big time winery in the state of Washington. I know they've changed hands before, but it's funny, you go to the website and here's Gary and Mike together, and they talk about the Hogue brothers, and you look it up on the, I looked up an article that said they're the 3rd largest producer of wines in the state of Washington, and it says Hogue Cellars Unlimited or something like that. So I'm not sure if the brothers bought it back, what's happened. I couldn't find it. I did some research, couldn't find out. Either way, it's been around a long time. So let's see what we get on the nose. Syrah. Of course, Syrah is huge in the state of Washington. And I've said it many times, 2 of the best wines in Washington state are Merlot and Syrah from Washington state as far as reds go. They do some of the best Merlot in the world, I believe, and they do some great Syrah as well. So let's see what we get on the nose. Right away, get some kind of raspberry, blackberry going on. And just a little kind of tar action in the backside. But it's like my mouth is watering just from the nose. It's kind of got like a brighter nose to it, which is kind of interesting. Let's see what we get on the palate. That tar comes through right on the back end, almost to the point of diesel, but not quite. I really find that interesting. I like it a lot. The tannins are not polished. They have a lot, excuse me, they have a little attitude to them. What I really like about this wine is you get that nice, there's almost a plum characteristic come through, but definitely boysenberries and a nice little white pepper hit on it. I like that. Very interesting. The finish is, you get that nice tarry, almost get a little bit of a vanilla component, but not a lot, A little bit of mocha coming through. Sweet tannins. But I like this wine. I think it's very balanced. I think it's a solid effort. It's $15. Now, a lot of stores you might find it less because, like all wineries, they have incentives. If you buy this many cases, that many cases, the price goes down to this, that. So you might find it for even less than $15 in some stores. I get the finish is lingering on a bit. I like that. Little grit, little chalky tannins, just a little thin on the back end. I think this is one of those wines that you could serve up to anybody that probably like it. You're not going to write home about it by any stretch of the imagination. It's not super complex, but it is delicious for sure. And it's certainly not like polished so much, you know, to go out there and, you know, just make it shine so everybody buys it and loves it. And it's not a fruit bomb by any stretch. It shows some characteristics. I like that about it. I'm going to go straight up B- on that wine. I think it's a good effort. I think anybody that buys it will like it. I think it's a good representation of Washington State Chard without going all bacon fat on you. Anyway, let's move on. Good job. This is the 2014, so we're going another vintage. Genesis Merit Hogue, the Hogue Cellars, Genesis Meritage. And I'll give you a little close-up of the label. Very same, different style bottle, of course, because it is not a Syrah. And hopefully I can read this on the back. It is. Oh, there we go. 47% Malbec, 25% Cab, 17% Petit Verdot, and 11% Merlot. All right. That Syrah was good. I like it. That was a good effort. No makeup either. You know, it didn't taste fake. Had some things going on, just a little thin on the back end. I would have went higher than B-. Let's see what we get on the nose. A little challenge, not getting much there. Nothing, zero, nada, nothing. It kind of scares me. I mean, I'd like to get a little bit of aromatics on the nose. However, just to be fair, I have had wines that had nothing on the nose, but great on the palate. You know, the only thing I'm getting is really kind of bizarre is like dry cardboard. You know, when you walk into like well, we talked about this before, a place where there's a lot of cardboard, maybe store some moving boxes down in the basement, you know. It has that smell like dried cardboard. Nothing going on. Let's see what we get on the palate. To be quite honest, there's not a lot going on. This does not have very much personality. I get a little bit of a cherry, like dark cherry component, some blackberry, a little bit of that same tar action on the backside. But I have to say, I'm very disappointed in this wine. This is a wine I would not waste $15 on. Just being quite honest. I do like that tar finish. It's kind of cool. But basically blasé. I mean, this is like, you know, like eating a cheese sandwich, you know, just because you didn't have anything else to make. With like the crappiest cheese you can find in the house, you know, something just left over that you threw on there and you cooked it up and you're like, just something to keep me going, right? This is that wine. There's nothing wrong, flawed, there's nothing funky. It is just plain old boring. And I bet I could find 25, 35, $15 bottles of wine out there that could blow this out of the water. Really, that's what I'd say. You know, I'm just going to go straight up. I'm going to go D+, C-. That's how I feel about it. Don't waste your money. Seriously. Thanks for taking just a little bit of time out of your day to watch. I'm very I just have to say I'm very happy to see more subscribers coming on board. I'm very happy about that. I hope I can keep you entertained. I hope I can keep you spending your wine. Don't waste your money on that bad boy. Syrah's good, not the other one. If you want to subscribe, hit the subscribe button below. Hit that little bell. If you hit that little bell, it just gives you an alert that I've just put up an episode. There you go. Hook up with me on Twitter if you want, @StanTheWineMan. Yeah, and if you want to make any comment, if you like this new format I'm trying with the shorter videos, let me know. I really look for input. And anything else you want me to do. What do you want me to do on this? You keep watching, and I'll keep helping you spend your wine dollars wisely.